Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is The Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome to my show. I couldn't be more thrilled to have in studio the folks behind D&M Leasing here in Dallas. We're going to start with you, Jed Gifford. He is the Chief Talent Acquisition Manager.
Yes.
And Larryssa Hilcher, she's the Chief Brand Officer. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. We're glad we're here.
Yes.
Well, D&M is just a household name. Anybody who's lived in Dallas-Fort Worth for any time at all has heard of you guys. Tell us the story. How did it all begin?
Well, go ahead, Larryssa.
42 years ago.
44 now.
44 years ago.
1976.
D&M started by two gentlemen in Arlington, David Moritz and Don Davis, as a small leasing company. Leasing wasn't the thing to do back then, especially 40-something years ago. They had a vision, and over the years it has transpired and grown, and a gentleman by the name of Mike Hernandez now owns the company. And we have several locations throughout the state of Texas, several auto dealerships, as well as a leasing company. So we are growing by leaps and bounds every single year. Have a huge staff with some fantastic, outstanding agents that have been with the company, some for 10, 15, 20 years. So it's we are a family. We are a community. We share a lot, we support each other, and we just continue to grow throughout the years that we've been in business.
Mike actually worked for Don Davis and David Moritz and really became one of their executives and then bought them out, and we've been privately held for a number of years now. D&M Leasing has well over 100 agents in both the Dallas, Fort Worth, and Mid-Cities locations for both consumer and commercial leasing. We have a niche within the market. We're unique. We don't exist in other parts of the country, and so we have a satellite franchise in Houston. We now acquired Apple Leasing down in Austin, in the San Antonio markets, and we own, as Larryssa mentioned, we have dealerships that we are part of our family, west of Fort Worth and Jacksboro, Henrietta outside of Wichita Falls, and also a Toyota store in Altus, Oklahoma, and we also have a finance company. So we basically, what Mike Hernandez and his vision, we're now basically vertically integrated in the automotive sandbox and differentiate ourselves from traditional dealerships.
Wow. Well, and I know that it's always making the list of one of the top places to work. We've got a little video because I know your people really are the foundation of the company.
Yes.
Larryssa, talk a little bit about the culture.
We have all age groups, from agents from 20-something years old to 50, 60, 70-year-olds that have been, like I said, with the company for many, many years. We support each other, we help each other. It is a team. It's not necessarily, your client or your database. We try to do it as a team effort. And the interesting thing about D&M Leasing is we don't want to call it a concierge service, but we try to make leasing as convenient and as easy for the consumer to do business with. We come to you, we come to your place of business, we come to your work, we come to your softball games, kids' soccer games. It's very easy nowadays to sign everything on a DocuSign, and so there's not necessarily the need for you to go to spend 4 hours at a dealership on a Saturday when you've got the one day off. We bring it to you, and it becomes very customized and very individual. And it's just, we make it as easy as possible. Our logo and slogan is the easy lease. So we try to live up to that.
We make leasing easy.
Yes. Okay, so Jed, as a talent acquisition manager, your job is to find the best and the brightest.
Yes,
Correct.
correct.
It's probably a pretty easy sell.
Yes, because we have a great story to say. and tell. I mean, we've been in business for over 40 years. We're unique and different. If someone wants to write their own paycheck, if they're in a commission sales environment, regardless if you're in automotive or the mortgage industry or debt consolidation or hotel, hospitality, retail,
yes,
we have that a career opportunity for you. And so I've really enjoyed in the time I've been with the company to be able to pitch and be an ambassador of D&M, because we do have a great story to tell, and people can truly make six figures or more in a sales career with us, even including our support staff. You know that you are going to have if possible, if you work hard and are a team player, as Larryssa mentioned, you have the ability to really have a career with us for a very long time. The average tenure of our leasing agents is 10 years. That's unheard of in the automotive industry. And so we had someone last year celebrate 25 years with the company. We had someone last year celebrate 35 years with the company. And so we're very proud of our culture, not only that we take care of our clientele for repeat referral retention business, but also taking care of our employees day in and day out. And so I love what we do, and it is an easy pitch. Now, if it was easy, everyone would be doing this, right? We are in a customer business, right? Automotive sales and leasing is the second biggest purchase after a home, right? Mm-hmm. And so it is a big ticket item. And what we need to find are folks that understand that it's phone and internet sales, right? It's different than a traditional dealership where you're meeting somebody face to face for 4, 5, 6, 8 hours at a time. Yes. Our transaction is all over the phone and via the internet, a lot of email traffic, but at the end of the day, it is all about relationship building.
Yes. Well, Larryssa, let's talk about marketing, because everybody's fascinated by millennials and Gen Z. And this is an interesting generation because this is the first generation. I know when I turned 16, I couldn't wait to get my driver's license because I wanted to get in the car. And you hear stories about these teens that are putting it off, and they're an Uber generation. So how do you market to millennials?
There again, it's all over the internet. It's all over social media. Mm-hmm. I think the world of the automotive industry is changing. Mm-hmm. Our parents stayed in a car forever and ever and ever until the wheels fell off. Yes, right. And we don't do that anymore. You know, right. we're a fast-changing society. Youngsters are, I want a car for 2 or 3 years, then I'm going to change my mind, and then my family's going to grow, and then in my family's, I need to downsize. And so it's so much easier to get into a car and look at it to get out of in 2 or 3 years rather than 8, 5, 6, 10, 20 years, mm-hmm. and you pass that car down to your siblings, and that's just not the way we do business anymore. And yes, we do compete with the Ubers and the Lyfts and that sort of thing, but it's just a way for you to transition out of a vehicle pretty quickly in this changing world. And my background is in the auto industry, and so I've always said, a Ford is a Ford is a Ford, a Chevy is a Chevy is a Chevy, and you can go anywhere in any corner, especially in this Dallas County, and buy the exact same truck, buy the exact same car. Yes. It's the relationship and the people that you purchase it from, and it's the attention to detail after the sale, not necessarily the sale itself.
Well, I lease my car, and I'm a big leasing fan. Why don't you?
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
So I want you to make the case for the person who's watching this right now, and they've never thought about leasing. They've always, their dad or their mom told them, no, you got to buy a car, son or daughter. Sure. Make the case for leasing.
Well, what I could say is, because of technology, our vehicles are different than they were 10, 15, 20 years ago, even 5 years ago. With technology now, regardless if you're a millennial or a baby boomer or somewhere in between, right, everybody wants something new and tangible. And with vehicles changing so quickly with technology, people want new vehicles every 2, 3, 4 years. They're not going to keep a vehicle. They also don't want to have a payment for 5, 6, 7 years and keep it for 118,000 miles.
Yes.
And so regardless if you're a Gen X, a Gen Y, a millennial, we're able to, at D&M, do 3, 4, 5-year leases. So people are turning in their vehicles at the 2.5, 3, 4-year mark, and they're getting a new vehicle. Let's say they love that Ford F-150. They'll get a 2020 F-150 today, but then they'll get the 2023 when their 3-year lease is up. Yes. And so they're not stuck. And with D&M, we have various lease programs. We do have the famous Easy Lease that you hear all over the radio, all over social media, but we have different lease plans and programs depending on someone's credit, depending on if they have any negative equity. So there's this stigma that I can't lease. Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of people have the ability to lease. They just need to look into it, and that's where our agents are able to educate them and be their vehicle advisor, their financial advisor. It does make sense for you to lease. We do have different mileage increments, but people are able to, it's smart to lease because of the ability to get new vehicles. new bells and whistles, and also it's cost effective. It's more cost effective to lease a vehicle than try to finance and have a vehicle more long term. And so that's why I think you see leasing not only in Dallas-Fort Worth but around the country becoming more and more popular, because it's cost effective.
Yes.
If you're looking at your bottom line, if you're single, married with a family, empty nester, whatever the scenario is, it just makes good money sense to lease, and especially from D&M Leasing right
Yes,
here.
I swear by it. I'll never go back to buying cars again. Why do that?
Sure.
I like a new car every couple of years.
bet.
Let's put up your website so people can get a
Sure.
hold of you, and give us the domain name so everybody can find you.
dmautoleasing.com. And we have the ability to, if you click on Get Started, it's very simple. Most of our traffic comes from people calling into 35 Lease from any area code in Dallas, Fort Worth, and around the 4, 6, 8 county radius. But if you click on Get Started, you literally can put in an email, internet inquiry,
That's
and then
great.
we will respond within 5 minutes. It's that simple.
That's wonderful.
We make leasing easy, and so for our agents, they're ready to talk with folks and build not only relationships and rapport with clients, but win that repeat referral retention business so they never have to step into a dealership ever again. They're a D&M client for life.
I love it. Well, on that note, we got to wrap it up. But you guys have been great guests. Please come back.
You bet. Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
so much
Thanks,
for having
Jeff.
us, Jeff.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.